Porinju, good morning, and as always, thanks for joining us. Let's cut to the chase and not talk about the market movement because we know how bullish you are. Tell us about what themes you will be playing, say, over the next 6 to 12 months. What's your biggest and best theme now?
As I told Sonia earlier, the whole country is a theme today, the whole economy, Indian economy. And that is the way investors should look at things. We have a very challenging world out there. It's not going to be a very easy ride for the global growth, especially. So it will have its own challenges, and it can be felt in some pockets of economy in India too. And some companies, they may have to reorganize themselves to combat those kind of challenges. But the big picture, as I always say, overall, Indian markets is at a very, very reasonable, going by the valuation. We are nearing $2 trillion as the market cap. I think it is $1.96 trillion as per the last week. And that was a very big growth. If you see in the last 1 year, it has grown by $50 billion. I remember talking to you a year ago, Indian market cap. We will add $1 trillion to our market cap in the next 1 to 2 years, and half of that is already done. So that is the way investors should look at macro market. Then comes stock picking, and again for stock picking, there is no place in the world like India, for picking stocks, and there are many themes to play with, and it's a dramatically and structurally changing economy. It's very, very interesting times we are living in, we are investing in.
Okay, Porinju, good morning. Yeah, I remember, you said your biggest multi-bagger actually has been Narendra Modi, and, you are betting on $40–50 billion of domestic money coming into equity markets. We have seen that, play out. So in that sense, how would you look at, scenarios like today, for example, there's a farm loan waiver. There are issues. It could be good for the market, but overall, maybe not good from economy point of view. How do you take these kind of speed bumps then?
Yeah, now farm loan waiver is a major point of discussion in the last couple of days. Everybody knows it's not good economics and it's bad politics. We all know, but it's nothing very major for people to be worried about in the market. In fact, it can help, consumption a bit. There is some vibrancy can come to the rural economy, can be added. So the things are only better from that perspective. But a culture, we need to keep extremely high level of, credit discipline at this point of time. We have been suffering for the sins of last 10–15 years, where the loans were passed by banks without due diligence, with the political recommendations. So today, the country is paying a price for that. The taxpayer is paying a price for that. The public sector banks in very bad shape. There is no clarity even going forward. So, but of course, we will manage it with a better governance and strong decisions. India can easily manage these things. So that's one reason, perhaps, the banking stocks have been, especially the PSU banks, are subject to this kind of volatility. I would say there is no clarity for that. Anyway, the farm loan waiver, I think, need not take it seriously, but we should make sure, the country should make sure that a culture of credit and financial indiscipline is not created like the UPA regime. It's very important. We are at an inflection point. We have to take special care for that.
Okay. Morning, Porinju. Always good to have you with us. But where would you therefore spread your bets? To say that India is my theme is a hold-all statement. Can you drill it down? Would you like FMCG, brand-related kind of companies? I believe you're backing that theme a lot these days.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, Lata. Even Sonia has been in a hurry to get some stock names. It's, I was talking about a theme, which, I think of late nobody much talks about. The brands in India, the brands among the listed companies. There was a time in the 90s, like people like Chandrakant Sampath, among the big value investors, even Radhakrishnan Damani and all, they used to talk about brands, and some of them really paid off. The stocks like Titan, and we had many companies.
Asian Paints,
was the brand. We had Bata, Motilal, IAFL. Wendy's, Asian Paints, TTK Prestige, many of the very successful brands which created huge wealth for investors, 5 times, 10 times, and 50 times. So now there are many brands. I can see below them, hundreds of brands which are struggling today for various reasons. Some of them, the promoters did not manage the company properly, professionally and dynamically. So these brands did not create wealth for investors. So among listed companies, I can see at least 100, 150 beautiful brands today which are poised to create wealth in the coming maybe 2, 3 or 5 years time.
Okay, let me take that forward with one tweet that you had just put out recently on Ekta Kapoor getting her strategy right with this, video on demand Alt Balaji program. That's a brand as well. Is that a stock or a space that you like?
I have accumulated Balaji telefilms in our portfolio over the last few months. So, in fact, my tweet was having a hidden little message for curious investors. And because, that Alt Balaji is coming, there are some very good symptoms. The quality of programs and the brand has created, and the way they are managing that new business, the digital business, there is a very high potential that it can become successful and be a very huge wealth creator. So, but at the same time, this is not a 100% foolproof future long-term value investing. So when I was talking about brands, even that is a big brand, the leader in this country in content making on small screen. So nobody is anywhere near to them. And they are, if they do the right things in the future life of the company, this can be $1 billion company eventually. The potential I'm talking about. Don't jump into that idea. See, when I talked about brands, the struggling brands today. See, Kaya is a brand. Recently we bought into the portfolio management in a big way. We bought 5% of that company. Accumulated when things were bad, when people were throwing away shares a few months ago. See, Sarigama, Shalimar. There are a lot of brands like, Archie's. I was just, looking at, a lot of them, Kerala Ayurveda, Gadi, Kohinoor, it's a rice company. It's not well managed. Orient Bell, there is Hinware, our earlier HSIL, MK, which is a small broking company. I have a 1% holding personally.
Sure.
UFO, HPL, BPL. I'm telling you there are at least 100 to 200 brands. In most of them are in the small cap or mid cap.
Yeah. Sure. Porinju, you've been buying, of course, the likes of MK, Geojit, you're telling us. One more play that you've liked is the Tata Group stock, especially in the consumer group companies. I remember you telling me that they were at inflection points. Any 2 or 3 names that you like in particular in Tata Group now?
Yeah, these 2 companies, I'm known for suggesting these stocks last couple of years, and they did not perform very well. And in fact, Tata Global Beverages and Tata Coffee, they did not perform for a decade, if you see the last 10 years. And these companies, their brands, their business model, and their assets they are sitting on, they have huge relevance and a very important role to play in the Indian economy going forward. And they are into the very right businesses in their system. And if they consolidate, restructure, and if Tatas decide to create wealth in these companies, I'm telling you, they are 5 baggers in next 5 years.
Okay. Point taken. Porinju, one last question. You spoke about a bunch of struggling brands, and whereas a private equity investor or as a large equity investor, you can put your money in 10 of these and one of them can make up for losses and give you multi-baggers. But what about the established brands in all the FMCGs? I mean, Kisans, Maggie's, Doves, Pantenes, I mean, you name it. We have brands galore. Will you bet on FMCG where there are established brands, but they are coming at, 40 times, 45 times?
Yeah, they are great brands and great companies. That's meant for the highly educated academicians, who is happy with 10-12% of CAGR for the next 10 years. So that will be, it's not bad. They are very safe and good businesses. But I am not very excited about them.
Okay. So you spoke about Balaji Telefilms as a brand in media. The other biggest one is Z, right? Z Media is a stock that has already given great returns, but you see a lot more potential there?
800 crores market cap. They have recently bought the radio business. And the C News is, I think, very good channel, profit-making channel. And they have a print division, which is the newspaper division, which is, I think, still bleeding. So I think there is a very big chance. I saw recently a notice on BSE. They are doing a lot of amalgamations and restructuring. So doing the right things, the parent company, the other companies, he is quoting at around 40,000 crores market cap. So this is 1,800 crores. The same kind of dynamic wealth-creating promoters. There is a big potential for C Media if they do the right things. I think it can be a multi-bagger in the next 3-4 years' time.
All right. Porinju, do you want to make any disclosures since we spoke a lot of stocks?
We are holding Z Media, Balaji Tele in portfolio management. And I don't know how the compliance aspects, but people need not go and hurry to buy these stocks today. And we will have, as I always say, there are pockets of depressions in the market when some global event happens. The traders have a tendency to throw away shares. Okay. So investors, long-term investors, should look for such pockets of opportunities to create a portfolio or to add to your portfolio.
Fair point. Thank you very much, Porinju. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.